What up, everybody? Everybody, what's up, everybody? What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the What's Everybody podcast. Here with my co-host, Sweet Tea, and to my left, aka Papa, Ridgehand, Master of Disaster, the man himself, baddest man in Greenville. Pops, welcome again on the show.
Glad to be here, hanging out with you two knuckleheads. We got a great show for you today.
Oh, yes.
I have no idea what it is.
Well, we got some pretty cool things happening this past weekend. So how are you feeling, Pops?
I'm feeling better. I had it rough a couple weeks ago.
Tell everybody what went down.
2 weeks ago, Friday on the 12th, I had disc replacement therapy.
We know how that is. You know, Chris Weidman had 2 discs replaced in his neck. Yours was a lower back. And do you remember when you hurt your back? He herniated a disc.
I think I know when I did it. I was a young man in my early 20s doing construction work and hopped up in the back of a pickup truck. We had these wooden electrical posts. They're about 14 feet long. So we were getting ready to install them at a construction site for temporary power. So I hopped up in the back of the truck. Of course, when you put a pole in the back of the truck, you put the big end in the bed closest to the cab. So I hopped up there and grabbed the big end and walked off the back and jumped off the back of the truck with this heavy post in my hand. My partner, he had the other end. So I jumped off, and when I did, all that weight just drove me straight to the ground. I think that's the time when I actually damaged it.
Oh, man. That's what you get for, trying to show off in front of the ladies, Pops. Did you have your shirt off?
No.
Well, okay, so back injury, you were early 20s, you shook it off, like, yeah, I'll be all right. You know how people are, especially back in his day, just hardcore dudes. Your back's been hurting for a while now, though. We've been trying to get you to do something with your back for the longest, but you know how dads are. They just don't go to the doc. So, had surgery. That was when?
That was on the 12th of this month, 2 weeks ago, this past Friday. I had surgery on Friday the 12th. That evening, I was up walking. I was released from the hospital the next day, which is a Saturday. I was on the mat Monday teaching class.
It sounds like you had to get some surgery on your throat, man. You're just falling apart, man, over here.
I got a little sore. I'm not sure what it is. I think I'm just really dehydrated. I've been doing a lot today, and
well, I'm glad we're using the same mic. But so you had surgery. So what would they do? What went down in the emergent or operating room?
So what they went in is the disc between L5 and S1. They went in and they scraped that disc out, and then they roughed up the bottom of L5 and the top of S1. They went right through my stomach, moved all my intestines out of the way, went in and scraped the old disc out.
What do you mean scrape it out? Like what you were you able to see it afterwards?
No.
I want to know what a disc looks like.
I'm not sure what it looks like. Probably some ugly mess of tissue, I assume. But they scraped the old disc out and they took out some bone. They call it stenosis. It's essentially bone spurs that had grown on my spine, and they replaced my disc with a titanium 3D printed disc.
3D printed titanium, man, technology. It's crazy.
Yep, and it was porous. So when they scraped the bottom of L5 and the top of S1, it caused those bones to bleed or ooze or whatever you want to call it. And then what happens is those bones grow through the titanium disc and causes a fusion between the two. It's the same exact surgery Tiger Woods had done.
Oh, wow.
According to my doctor, he said said it changed his lifestyle none.
Wow.
Well, questionable.
Tiger Woods'
career went after that.
Yeah.
A couple of other things involved too, though.
Yeah, it wasn't
Not
just the back surgery. It was a lot of not good life decisions.
Who are you to determine what Tiger Woods' life decisions are? You are not an expert on Tiger Woods.
No. The life decisions that he made weren't good. You know.
Do you know what those are?
I think he cheated on his wife.
Something like that.
Something like that. And
It's probably definitely not the thing to do.
yeah, I don't recommend it, especially when you're famous like Tiger Woods, you know, and rich.
Famous or not, it don't matter. You shouldn't be doing stuff like that.
Probably not the best
True.
thing to do ever.
Yeah, man. You know, you put a ring on it, man. It's for life. You know, it's for life. Well, I'm glad you're doing well, Dad.
Well-ish though, right?
Well-ish.
I'm still recovering.
Yeah.
And they'll say it'll probably take 4
About 10 years.
to 6 weeks before that fusion will take place. Maybe longer, depending, but something like that, between 4 to 6 weeks, for that fusion will be
4 to
complete.
6 weeks or 4 to 6 years?
Weeks.
Okay.
I
thought you said years too.
Don't want that surgery.
Nope.
Oh man, that's terrible. Well, we're glad you're doing good, Pops. You've been in and out of the karate school. You've had some good days, some bad days. How was today?
Today's pretty good. I mean, like I said, I've had some worse days than today, but I'm up moving. We had a good time down by the river with all the kids and grandkids.
I just want to get you on your side and just do one of the just twist it. You know what I mean? Just crack it.
That's got to be top one dumbest things I've ever heard.
I don't know.
Why would you want to do that?
I have no idea. You know, to me, I just feel like it would feel really good. You know when you get like a backache or your neck's hurt and you just want somebody to pull your neck, like,
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, this
Yeah,
isn't
I'm
a
not ready for
backache
that.
or a neck hurt. This is spinal surgery.
I know. That's just how I feel. Okay.
I
That's
mean,
just how I feel.
I guess.
Yeah, somebody else had surgery again too. Old Chris Weidman.
He did.
That guy. How many surgeries has he had?
50.
Too many.
About 50, 100.
Too many.
He's had too many surgeries.
Way too many.
Dang. Stop having surgeries, Weidman. Come on, man.
Gotta
Terrible.
heal up, dude. Gotta heal up. Get well now. Ready to see you back in there rocking and rolling.
I know, man. We got to get him back in. Me too. Lord, he's
Mhm.
been out longer than I have, though.
Yeah, you're about to catch him though.
I am. I'm catching him. That's the goal.
You do like to fart around.
I'm not really trying to fart around.
So let's talk about that a second.
Okay.
So rumor was Kevin Holland, right? That was something that could be doable.
Right.
But now Kevin Holland's fighting Daniel Rodriguez for UFC 279 in middle of September. So at the time, the Daniel Rodriguez Kevin Holland fight, it was about a month out. So what happened? What happened to the Kevin Holland fight?
So what had happened was the UFC wanted me to fight a guy named Shavkat. I think I'm saying his name right. Shavkat. He's like, is he Mongolian? What is it?
Definitely not. He's
What is he?
Uzbekistanian.
Uzbekistanian. Okay, way off.
Yeah.
Didn't want to fight another grappler. I mean, he fought Neil Magny, who's primarily a grappler, and literally controlled him out of the 2 rounds 9 minutes and 30-something seconds before he submitted him. So, after grappling, or my last 2 fights being grapplers, wanted a striker. So
Not to mention 2 losses.
yeah,
This
2 losses.
is the second time in your career where you've only faced 2 losses
Right.
back to back.
And against heavy wrestlers, and some of the best. I didn't turn those guys down.
Yeah.
So I was like, UFC, give me a striker. So Kevin Holland got on. I think he was wanting to fight me. He wanted to fight me in like 4 weeks. And I'm like,
the 79 card.
Yeah. And I'm like, dude, no. If I'm going to fight somebody like him or anybody, I want a full camp,
Yeah.
So that fell through. He wanted to fight. I wanted to fight at Madison Square Garden. I love fighting there. It's kind of like, my home away from home. Love the excitement of the fans being there, and wanted to be on a big card like MSG, which is always fun. And I fought well there. I love it. But he wanted to fight a little sooner, so I was like, nah, man, So the UFC was kind of wanting me to fight the Shavkat, and I was like,
pushing that fight. They're still trying to push that fight.
yeah, give me a striker. I want a striker. I want somebody to stand there and, the last 2 guys that I fought that were strikers, we got fight of the night, So, always got stuff we got to go back and work on, and still working on some stuff, especially when it comes to the ground. And wanted a striker this time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So that's it, huh?
Yeah.
So why did it take you so long to look for a fight?
Well,
begin with?
after my last fight, they wanted me to fight pretty soon, but I had a collarbone issue. I ended up hurting my collarbone, tore the cartilage in my collarbone. So I was out for a while on that, and then didn't really hear anything for the UFC for a while. Until about, a month ago, 2 months ago? So, so the summer, during the summer, our summers are pretty busy. You know how our summers are with karate camps and stuff going on, teaching classes, and trying to train on top of that. It's pretty difficult to do, especially getting ready for a fight. So, I wanted to be in the best shape. I don't want to be having to get in shape. To get in shape in order to get for a fight, I want to be in shape. So just getting back in the normal swing of things, slowly getting back into shape, fight shape, and then let's get a fight. So it took a little while. I think the injury, played the biggest part of me being out for so long.
Mm-hmm.
So now you got Michelle Pereira calling me out. You have Barberena calling me out. They're like, you want a striker? I'll strike with you. So I think that's awesome.
Jake Matthews.
Yeah, Jake Matthews. I don't even know who Jake Matthews was, to be honest with you.
He's a former lightweight.
Okay.
Moved up to 170 recently. He had a pretty solid win his last fight. Knocked Andre Fiallo out, but still another guy,
Yeah.
So have any of those names come up yet?
Not through the UFC, no. Not through the UFC. They've come up on social media. Alex Pereira and Barberena would be awesome. Barberena's just right up the road from us. He trains out of Jim O. So right up the road will be an awesome fight. Pereira would be a great fight. He's, I think he's ranked. Just beat Ponzinibbio.
Yeah.
But he's an exciting fighter too, and that's the kind of fights that that's the fight I want for right now. And then we can go back to fighting grapplers.
So, Pops, what's your thoughts on the whole situation?
Well, my thoughts is Wonderboy's been in UFC over 10 years, and he's fought pretty much everybody UFC's wanted him to fight. We've had a few requests, but for the most part, he's fought everybody the UFC's wanted him to fight. And I think, he's in a position where maybe he can ask for, something that'll better suit his style. Why does UFC have to give him nothing but wrestlers?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the division is stacked with grapplers at this point. You know what I mean? But
I think there's an underlying narrative here. I'm not going to say what it is, but I think there's an underlying narrative in this whole thing as to why they're giving you all these wrestlers. I mean, don't know for sure, but I'm just guessing.
Now, you seem to be a fan favorite in that, people are pretty overwhelmingly on your side for not wanting to fight Shavkat. You got Ariel Helwani, you got MMA on point. A lot of the fans are like, it's Wonderboy's time to fight, vets, get big fights and all that stuff, which is cool and everything. But, a lot of times when you start getting into like the vet fight modes where you start fighting legends, usually your hopes of a title are kind of, I wouldn't say out the window, but you're just looking more for those money fights. Would you say that that's the case for you? Like, are you still trying to fight for a belt?
I want
or
to,
are you
yes.
just trying
Yes,
to fight
that's always the goal, But, after fighting those last two grapplers, like, give me a striker, you know what I mean? You don't want three losses in a row, And, I've always fought anybody they've kind of really put in front of me. Like one or two guys maybe in the past, but nothing crazy. I mean, look at the Till fight. They wanted me to fight Till. I didn't even know who Till was, and they wanted me to fight him. I was ranked number 1 in his hometown, so I'm just like, hey man, let me have a striker, and then we'll go back to working our way back up to the top.
Right.
I mean, these guys the guys that I'm fighting that I want to fight are up and comers. Even Shavkat is an up and comer.
Mm-hmm.
Pereira's an up and comer. It's really cool because it's really cool to see the fans kind of behind me on this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you seem pretty adamant. Like no, like is that more of so your managers are kind of, like listen, let's keep working for a wrestler. Working for a striker. Or,
no, my management wants me to. They want me to fight a striker.
Yeah.
You know, make it exciting because my last two, the fans didn't like it, the UFC didn't like it because we know what they're going to do. They're going to shoot in, they're just going to hold me there.
Mm-hmm.
And the last two fights were just, they're not the fights. Obviously, I have to go back and work on some stuff, you know, because I kept getting taken down. But, you know, the fans want to see, that's what the fans want to see. They want to see Steve Wonderboy Thompson kicking and punching, not trying to defend, takedowns the entire time, which I know I'm going to be facing those guys in the future. But for my next fight, just give me a striker.
So, like, the biggest, and maybe Dad can chime in too on this, the biggest argument you see, or not argument, but rebuttal is like, well, this is MMA. You should learn how to, if you want to strike, go to kickboxing. Or, you know, this is MMA, so learn how to defend a takedown and quit. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, they give other fighters choices as to who they want to fight. I want to fight a grappler. I want to fight a striker. You understand what I'm saying? They do that for other fighters.
Mm-hmm.
They give them a chance to kind of pick and choose. Maybe not a whole lot. But like I said, this guy's been in UFC over 10 years. So maybe give him a choice, you know, once or twice. Mm-hmm. We've fought the people they want us to fight. Mm-hmm. Like, for example, Darren Till. We fought Darren Till in his hometown. Mm-hmm. And he didn't make weight then.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and it's not like I'm not running from him. You know, my last two guys were grabbers. I didn't turn those guys down. You know, you had Gilbert Burns, you had Bilal. I knew what they were going to do. You know, I didn't turn those guys down, but would like to get somebody who wants to bang it out and hopefully give those guys that are up and coming a chance to kind of work their way up to the top. You know, like these other guys that have done for me. You know, Jake Ellenberger gave me that opportunity.
To prove that they're ready.
Yeah. Johnny Hendricks gave me that opportunity. So, you know, I'm just asking for a striker for this one.
Okay.
What are your thoughts, Sweet Tea?
No, I'm just listening. It's the UFC has definitely become more of a strategy than it used to be. If that makes sense.
As per fight careers.
Yeah, as per fight careers.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Back in the day on the come up, there was never really like you fought who you were supposed to fight, or like the best fighters fought the best fighters to see who the best fighters were. Now you have this new age where it's like you don't necessarily have to be the best fighter, you just have to be entertaining and you can get the biggest fights now. Yeah. So it's definitely changed the dynamic of how the UFC matches fights and caused for a lot of the, you know, people are like, they shouldn't have a choice for who they fight. The UFC, they should fight whoever the UFC tells them to fight. But the game has changed, and it's become more of a strategy in determining, because it's not as simple as, here, fight this guy, or because you guys are technically, independent contractors and something like that. Yeah. So you can kind of dictate who you choose to compete against, and right, you guys, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
So it's not, and somebody else said it. I think it was even Sean Brady, because they were pushing Sean Brady before Shavkat, grappler. I mean, the dude's up like a black belt, Henzo or Hickson Gracie black belt, and he wins by grappling decisions, and and then it went from Sean Brady to Shavkat. This is who they were offering you. So you said no to Sean Brady. He's a grappler, 15-0. Not to mention 15-0 grappler. And then they were like, okay, well then we'll give you Shavkat, who's right behind Sean Brady, who's a 16-0.
Grappler.
Yeah, he's a combat sambo world champion. He's got eight wins by submission, 8 wins by TKO, but the 8 wins by knockout are primarily ground and pound finishes. Take them down, ground and pound, TKO amount. So it was just kind of like you said, something else going on, underlying.
Well, the UFC is an entertainment industry, so why not, for this fight at least, do something that's entertaining?
UFC is a fight league. Yeah. Fighting is in the entertainment business industry. But the UFC says it's a fight league. Well, I mean, that's why they have rankings. So, I mean, there are rankings. Mm-hmm. But are they I mean, do they even use them?
Yeah.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
So are they really a fight league? I mean, who knows? Who
Yeah,
knows
like
these
you
days?
got like Nate Diaz about to
Yeah.
fight
Hamzat.
who's Nate Diaz isn't ranked. He's lost his last few fights.
So,
He's about to fight the number 1 guy in the world, or number 2, number 3 guy in the world. And Dana White said if he wins the fight, he could potentially fight for the welterweight title. That, like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, and everybody's like, oh, well, he's Nate Diaz. He's an OG. Okay, well, if you were going to use the ranking argument, he shouldn't be up there able to fight.
Then they need to give them OG rankings or something. They need to rank all the OGs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I mean, you know.
Yeah. So it's definitely not as simple as fight whoever the UFC gives you to fight.
Yeah, you got to strategize a little bit.
Yeah, and
You gotta do
it's
your own
partly
strategy.
due to the rankings, and then it's just a different game.
Than it used to be. I know. I was kind of like at that last era, like it was the last bit of it, you know, before
Yeah,
they
well,
switched
because they brought
changed hands.
they brought the rankings in while you were in the UFC.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you fought your first couple of fights. There weren't rankings all the way up until I want to say Jake Ellenberger.
Yep.
Jake Ellenberger was like the first fight you had where there was rankings.
Yeah, they had the rankings even by your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the narrative is too as well is the UFC is trying to develop stars in different markets. Like, for example, they were pushing Darren Till real hard on him.
Mm-hmm.
I believe they knew Darren Till was going to win that fight before we even left the United States for Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Why were they pushing Darren Till so hard?
Yeah.
Michael Bisping, who's a Brit, he's going out. They needed another Brit. They needed another star in the UK to keep the interest going in the UK. So that's why they pushed Darren Till real hard. Now they got this other market they're trying to grow. It's where you get a lot of these Eastern Bloc Europeans, Shavkat, Hamzat. They're trying to build stars in that market.
Mm-hmm.
Makes sense.
And so that's why they're forcing us to fight these guys. They know that Steven's a striker predominantly. These guys are predominantly grapplers. They're going to go in and wrestle him to the mat and hold him and get a win. And now all of a sudden they're a star. Guess what? Those people in all those other markets are happy. Guess what? They start tuning in now because they got somebody to look at from their own country. Mm-hmm. Just opening up markets all over the world at,
Whoever's expense.
yeah, whoever's now in their defense, we should be ready.
Mm-hmm.
We should be ready for whomever. Yeah, okay. We've been through that.
Mm-hmm.
We are kind of sort of ready. But they hired us because of his striking skills. That's why they brought us on board.
Mm-hmm.
Because of the level of a striker he is. They wanted that.
Mm-hmm.
Now that they've got it, now they want to snuff it out with,
Mm-hmm. Lot of
non-strikers.
grapplers.
Yeah.
Lot of grapplers.
Lot of grapplers.
Being, And I say this before too, like when you were on the come up, wrestling was different in the UFC.
Yeah.
Outside of GSP, who had really just started kind of developing the jab wrestling,
Yeah.
wrestle to win.
Matt Hughes.
Whenever you defend, whenever you're champion for, 5, 6, 7 fights, you're like, all right, I just got to do what I got to do to win because you're getting older. The young killers are getting, younger and better. So my point is that it was all like Jake Ellenberger was a good wrestler, really good wrestler, but he chose to strike before he wrestled. Yeah.
Jake Ellenberger's
Johnny
good.
Hendricks chose to strike before he wrestled, and he was, collegiate. I don't know his accolades, but he's an Oklahoma State guy, like legitimate NCAA wrestler.
Those guys wanted to make the fight entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
They didn't just want to go in there and win. They wanted to make the fight entertaining. Johnny Hendricks, Jake Ellenberger, these guys are OGs. These guys, okay, I can wrestle. I can take this guy down. But I guess I'm going to fight him in his own backyard. I'm going to fight him in his own skill set. That's what these guys are. So they put on entertaining fights. They were monsters.
Mm-hmm. of course, they ended up paying the price for it.
Well,
So, it's...
yeah, but it was still an entertaining fight.
Yeah.
For as long as they lasted. But when you grab, hold, and hug, tap, 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 hug, tap, 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 hug, nobody wants to see that.
Yeah.
Now, like I say, we still got to up our skill set.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta grow our grappling.
Because even if you get a striker in this next one, you're going to get a wrestler after that.
Yeah.
'Cause that's just the way the welterweight division is.
Yeah.
The only striker in the top 15 in the welterweight division that you haven't fought yet, Leon Edwards, who's currently the champion.
Right.
Michelle Pajeda.
Yep.
Yeah.
Those are the only two that you haven't fought yet.
Mm-hmm.
You beat Masvidal. You beat Luque. You beat Jeff Neal.
Yeah.
And then the rest are grapplers. Sean Brady, Michael Chiesa, Neil Magny, Shavkat. And we say grapplers just because that's what they like to do. Shavkat's not like your, Bilal Muhammad, or he's not like your Sean Brady where they're just looking to dive, but he's trying to tangle you up, get a sweep to the floor, control you on the ground, ground and pound. So grappler.
Yeah.
And then you have just the whole Colby and Hamzat and Gilbert, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you definitely still got to work on the wrestling, obviously.
Always, man. So still working on that, and but my last two weren't very entertaining fights. I want an entertaining fight, and that's what I'm looking for.
Now you're getting older.
Mm-hmm.
You're gonna be 40 next year.
Thanks
Do you
for
think
reminding
that
me.
has to play? Like, do you see an end to your career? Like, is it like, not necessarily right around the corner, but I mean, you're kind of getting a sense of it. So you're like, I want to get, is that playing into your mindset here?
No. I don't know, because I guess because I don't feel old. I don't feel old.
You're the youngest 39-year-old I've ever seen in my life.
I don't feel old, so I've never even thought about it, right? And I don't like to think about it because I don't know. I'm a fighter and I like to fight, and
There will be a day.
there will be a day.
There will be a day when it's all coming to an end. You'll ride off into the sunset. But in the meantime, we got some butts to whip.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But even then, even though I don't have professional fights on TV, I will still be a fighter. I'll still be sparring, I think. I'll still be going in. I'll be training guys, sparring guys. Helping them get ready. But as a career yet, I haven't even. I don't think about it. Don't think of an end. I'm gonna keep doing. Keep on keeping on.
So you're
Keep
still
going.
going for the title,
Yeah.
even though you got to go through murderer's row of.
Yep.
Hey,
Still
man,
go.
kudos,
Still
dude.
go, man. Thanks, dude. Thanks. But yeah. I mean, the title's always the is the goal. Always the goal.
Now, seeing what Leon did to Usman,
That was awesome.
does that like inspire you? Like,
Oh,
all right,
100%.
like there's still.
It inspires me because no matter how the fight goes, there's always an opportunity to win. And
Yeah.
knowing that kind of inspires you to go out there and, train as hard as you can. And it does more for the mindset than it does the physical, because he was losing. He won the first round, second, third, fourth, fifth. It was Usman.
Yeah.
Until he just didn't win.
Mm-hmm.
But it was inspirational because Leon Edwards didn't break.
Mm-hmm.
You see guys go into the fifth round and they know they're losing and they're just like, screw it. I'm losing this fight. I'm just going to coast and just let give it to this guy. That wasn't Leon, so that was really cool to see. It was really cool to see. So yeah, that does inspire me. And what's cool was where he came from.
Yeah.
I think that's what most people were like inspired about too.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys know Leon Edwards, backstory, but it's pretty epic.
Talked about it on a Rogan podcast, right?
Yeah.
Joe Rogan.
Yep, sure did. So, that was one of the guys that I wanted to face. It was up and coming, but he's champ now, man. That's awesome. It's like, come on, like let's go. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
I can do it.
Do you think he'll make it on the MSG card?
I'm training as if I am.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we started. I even during the summer, I'm only able to train really once a day because of the karate camp stuff there in the morning all day. It's crazy. But now training twice a day, 3 times a day, some days, getting back into the swing of things. So that I'm training as if I'm fighting at MSG.
I hope you get that fight.
Thanks, man. MSG is always fun. I mean, fighting there, the fight fans are awesome. MSG is awesome because it's an epic arena, and I've had success there.
Mm-hmm.
So it's fun.
Yeah. Anything you want to add, Pops?
Well, I'm looking for him to get back in there and make a statement. We are working on all of our skill sets. We just want the fans to know that. It's not like we've abandoned grappling. It's just not, we have a higher DNA. We have a higher striking DNA than we do a grappling DNA in our family, in our life, in our business, in what we do.
Mm-hmm.
And we try to be exciting in that area in that genre of fighting. So we'll see what happens.
That's sick. You ready
Thanks,
to go out
man.
there and knock somebody out?
I am. In front of the fans. Make it exciting.
Or at least get knocked out?
Yeah, at least go
Would
out
you rather
there.
get knocked out than get grappled out?
Yeah. To be honest with you.
Yeah.
It's just boring. If I'm in a war and we're exciting, we're going at it, and I just get knocked out. I mean, that was a fear before, but now I would rather that happen because I was in the thick of it than just being laid on the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh my gosh, this guy's not gonna let me get up. And I, like whenever I fought Gilbert, I felt like I was just looking at the camera the whole time, and there was some beep 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 beep. Once he got me down, at least the striking parts were kind of entertaining.
Yeah.
But once he got me that position, he was just all of his might. Let me just hold you. He was strong. And there's a few times I giggled in that because how strong he was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, golly, this dude is doing everything he can to not let me get up. But it wasn't like he was transitioning to anything. It was just like,
Yeah.
static.
Yeah.
So.
And then the Bilal fight.
Yeah. Well, at least he tried to go for different positions and stuff.
Yeah.
There was some ground and pound. It didn't really hurt. Like whenever he had me in back position, I was flattened.
Yeah.
Didn't hurt at all. I was like,
dang, Brady's about to get finished in the first round, dude. Like, what the heck?
no, I know. As long as I keep moving, man, I'm good. Like, when a guy hits hard, but then when a guy like that, it looked like he was hitting hard, but it just, I don't know, didn't hurt. I don't know if I was blocking the right spots or just didn't hurt. So I was just like, all right, let me block and just try to punch behind me or keep moving, do something.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Stressful.
I think it stresses you out more than it does me.
Yeah, dude. Well, kudos
I think it
to
stresses
you, bro.
everybody out except for me. I don't know why. I've never been just very that way. I don't know. I'm a carefree guy, which is not good, I don't think, in certain things. But
there's times when it's not good. There's times when it's not good to be.
Yeah, carefree, but I don't know. I don't know how not to be. I don't know.
You got to fix it.
I need to do something.
Man. But speaking of fights,
Yeah,
striking fights, karate combat.
yeah, karate combat this week. Raymond Daniels fought.
Made his debut.
Yeah,
Debut.
his debut. He won. I think he TKO'd a guy.
No, he didn't.
Oh, he did?
No, it went decision, baby.
Oh, no way.
So you
I
didn't.
saw the highlights
We're going to pull
of
it
it.
up.
I saw the highlights.
Yeah. You
So,
can. Karate.com.
I saw a video. Was it Goat Shed? He tagged me in it, I think, or something. Oh man, Raymond, your neck has got to be sore today.
Dude, what
after seeing
happened?
that.
I saw him.
My
Did
gosh!
you see it, Dan?
I thought he broke his neck. Well, I didn't see it during the fight. I saw clips and stuff going through, but then afterwards he zoomed in on it because it was fast. It paused. He tried to do a flip or something.
Being stupid.
He tried to do a flip, and then he landed on his head.
He did land on his head? Because
Yeah.
I was watching it live, and it happened so fast, but I saw him take a second to get up, and I was like, holy crap. Is he hurt? Like, are they going to stop the fight because he can't continue?
Man,
And he kept, pointing to his neck, but I didn't see it happen live.
it was so quick. Oh, man. I've done that in training before, trying to keep guys on the cage, and they're sliding up, and I'm trying to use my head, and their body moves out of the way, and my head gets to the wall and cracks it. and then I have a stinger for like 2 weeks. It's not fun, man. And for that to happen in the middle of a fight, that's got to be.
It was
sucky.
significant enough for him to like.
Oh, I saw him. He was like
complain
this.
about it.
He was like this. Oh, it looked like it hurt, but my goodness, he kept on going though. He kept going, acting like it didn't hurt. Raymond, what is he? 42 years old, still going at it.
Yeah.
That's what I feel like. I feel like guys like that, like myself, we could strike for forever. We can do it. I'm glad that he went to Karate Combat. He's more exciting there. And just the wrestling, the MMA, I don't think that was the arena for him to be at his best. Even though he's had some crazy knockouts.
Mm-hmm.
He fought, what is it, Glory or K1? Glory. Yeah, Glory.
He fought Glory.
Yeah. So, yeah, man, he won this weekend. Good to see him. Boss Root and GSP out there, having some fun.
Mm-hmm.
In Orlando Universal.
Mm-hmm. That was cool.
Yeah. When are we going to see you competing, Sweet Tea?
There were some big dudes out there throwing. There was one guy, I think his name was Black Magic. He was whirlwinding out there. He was swinging. Yeah, little swinging and winging. Zero technique.
Just slinging and winging. Is that what?
Tired himself out. Then he got put away.
What was that weight class?
I want to say they were 205.
Okay. You think you get down to 205?
Yeah.
I think you can.
I could get down to 205 for sure.
I think we should.
I just gotta stop.
Cut off a leg.
Stop eating and cut off a leg. Get down there.
I mean,
what are you now?
285. Just put it this way: whenever I step on the scale, it says one person at a time.
It says error.
Says error. To be continued. So, yeah, man.
Yeah, dude. I'm excited to have that fire. You know what I mean? When you think you're going to be having a fight, you're ready. Okay, I've got a point. I don't know who I'm fighting, but I got a point at MSG. I'm just fired up.
Yeah.
Last week was fun. Had a good time grappling, wrestling, ran hills, doing the normal things that you hate doing, but you like it at the same time.
Because you know it's only good for you.
It's only it's, and at the end of it, it's like you're glad you did it. Mm-hmm. So I keep telling my guys, you guys out there that want to be MMA fighters or UFC fighters or whatever, you gotta. It's a mindset, guys. When you don't want to go in to train, that's when you should do it. That's when you should just go. Just do it. We had some of our guys, Steven Garcia, one of our helpers. Who was it? It was Cohen Kacharski. Saturday, we had belt exams, and this kid is in high school, and he's starting MMA, and we're on him all the time. You know what I mean? If he misses out, we're dogging him because he misses MMA. He wants to be an MMA fighter, but you got to have that person. He was that for me. The times that I didn't want to do it, he was to make sure I was there and kind of on that path to where I wanted to be, which was the UFC. And people say they want to do it, but maybe they don't have that person to keep them on the right track or keep them accountable. Mm-hmm. And I think maybe that's why the majority of the people that want to do it just stray off. I mean, certain things happen in people's lives you can't control, but we're that for him. Mm-hmm. And he was like, bro, he was literally putting on his clothes to go home. We were making fun of him in the back. Mm-hmm. He was like, oh, all right. He put his stuff on. Then afterwards, it was his best sparring session he's had.
Yeah.
And he felt good about it. I was like, see?
We used to have that poster up on the wall, the old school. It said, once you learn to quit, it becomes a habit.
Yep.
I tell my teens that all the time. Because all it is, man, all it does, it's true. Once you learn to quit, once you give like an inch, once you justify that one time, it becomes easier and easier and easier. And you give into it for less and less every single time.
Yep.
It might start off as, I'm injured or something, so it's a completely justifiable situation to not go out there and train. But then by the end of it, you're just like, well, it's a little too hot outside, so
yeah,
can't train. Yeah, you know what I mean? And then you're just back to square one. So it's so true. You gotta at first. It's almost impossible to do yourself.
Yeah, you
need to have somebody to really keep your butt on track.
That's what I've been preaching to the team. I was like, you guys share each other's numbers. Give each other your numbers. I told this that like a few weeks ago.
Accountability partner.
And when somebody doesn't show up, you text them and find out what's going on.
You haze them. No,
you haze them, dude. No, you just keep them accountable. You know, I think when you have somebody keeping you accountable, it makes it a little easier to stay on the right track.
Us.
All right, man.
All right, so let's close out with this. We got fights coming up this weekend.
That's
September 3rd, we got Marvin Vittori versus Robert Whitaker and Cyril Gane taking on Tai Tuivasa. So, Pops.
Predictions?
I'm going to start with you. We're going to start with Marvin Vittori versus Robert Whitaker. Thoughts?
Whitaker is the man. I'm going with Whitaker. I think Whitaker's going to outcraft him and put him down.
He wants that third shot at the title, and he's got the takedown defense to keep the fight standing. The guy's standing at 85 is just awesome. He's great. It's like, that John Jones, Cormier, Izzy was just his kryptonite. The last fight was controversial. Could have gone either way, but I'm going for my man Whitaker. After I fight him, I have not went against him. I've always picked Whitaker. Who you got, Sweet Tea?
Respect him because he's a man.
I don't know. It's such a weird fight. Both guys have fought Adesanya twice.
Wait, Vittori fought him twice. That's right.
So it's like, it's a unique matchup. It's an interesting matchup. Because it's like they're not going to fight Adesanya again a third time.
You never know. Oh, yeah. I bet. They are running out of people.
I will say this: if anything happens, the UFC and the fans would probably rather see Whitaker versus Adesanya 3 more than they would want to see Vittori versus Adesanya.
But who do you got winning the fight? Like literally, who do you have?
I got Whitaker winning the fight. I think he just does things better than Vittori. I think Vittori's a very well-rounded fighter, and I'm not counting him out at all. But I think Whitaker has more like pop in his hands. I think he just has better combos, crispier combos. I think he just does everything a little bit better than Vittori.
Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to try. Obviously, he's going to be trying to get Whitaker down, and Whitaker's defense is just crazy.
Yeah. I think he's having a really hard time, and Whitaker has really slick jiu-jitsu as well.
Yeah, and Whitaker's really crisp in his striking. Vittori hits hard, but he's not as crisp. He's not as exact.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think Whitaker's going to got that steam, got that pop, and his takedown defense is definitely on point.
And I wonder where these guys' mindsets are, because they both had 2 cracks at Adesanya. Are they like, oh crap? Like, do they have that Adesanya syndrome where they're like, man, he's the top, I can't beat him? Or
I don't see Whitaker thinking. I think Whitaker I don't know what Vittori, how he's thinking, but I see Whitaker thinking, okay, I'm going for number 3.
Yeah, the last fight was close. I don't see any of these guys feeling that way. We won't know until we see the fight.
Yeah.
So, that's co-main, right?
That's co-main. Main event, you have the heavyweight Wonderboy and Cyril Gane taking on the Tai Tuivasa, the slugger, Pops.
The beer drinking out of smelly sneaker guy.
Yep. He's just like your backwoods kid slugger, just trying to throw bombs.
Game, and game.
Yep.
Game fighter.
So who you got? Gone?
I'm going for Gone.
Yeah.
All day Gone. I don't think he'll hit him. He's so fast in and out. Tuivasa, he tires. Gone can go 5-5 easily. His movement, his in and out movement, his reach, his kicks, and his grappling, he's very good. If Tuivasa wins, it's going to be just a lucky punch.
It's going to be a Leon Edwards effect. I think Gane is going to be all over him, going to smother him, going to dirty box him. I think because Gane's got better grappling.
What about you, dude?
I mean, how can you not pick against Gane in this fight? He's taller. He's got great movement. Lead leg kicks.
Oh, yeah, all day.
You know, kickboxing background. It's not like Tuivasa brings anything special to the table other than gameness
He's a dog.
and power.
Yeah.
He's a dog.
Right? Like, and if he can just walk through Gane's stuff and get on the inside and land a big shot,
That could
I
happen.
can see him winning the fight.
Yep.
But on paper, you know, just looking at these two guys as a fighter, what they're both good at, their skill sets, you know, you got to go with Gane.
I feel like you have to go to predict fights that way. On paper, I have this guy.
Yeah, you
know,
can't
for
say, obviously,
anymore.
on paper, Usman,
Yeah.
right? You can't.
You can't say this guy for sure is going to win.
Gane's going to win 100%
No,
guaranteed. No
can't.
way.
Can't do it. So that's going to be fun. That's coming up. That's this weekend, right? This coming weekend.
September 3rd.
Ooh, September 3rd. Okay.
Yep.
Did UFC have a fight card? Did UFC have a fight card
They
this
didn't.
week?
They took a
I didn't
break
think
this
so.
weekend. So
Breaking it this weekend.
coming back up with UFC Paris. Gane and Tuivasa.
Paris. I've never been to Paris. Never been.
In there.
And, oh, yeah, you fought in Paris back in the day, back in 1785. I'm just kidding. What was that? 1980 something?
89, 88, 89, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well,
That's it, guys.
great show.
Sweet Tea. Tell us where they can hear us.
Right here on the YouTube channel, as always. Check us out on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. Like us, rate us, love us, hate us, but don't. You know what I'm saying? And we appreciate you so much. Thank you very much.
Thank
for
you,
listening.
guys. Appreciate y'all tuning in, man. Catch y'all later. Pops, you guys say something?
Enjoyed it. Come see us.
Ha ha. Catch you later.
Peace.